Alright, hey yo, what is going on you guys? It's Toby here from Gamers Take, bringing you another review, this time on The Witcher 3. Alright guys, so let's get straight into it, and let me start off by saying that this game has been amazing. It has been one of the best games I have played in such a long time, and I'm glad because in recent months, we haven't been getting really good games. We've just been getting, fairly above average and maybe almost good games, but this has been one that I have really enjoyed playing. So let's talk about what makes this game so great. And first off, it's the amazing story. This game has, for one, a really long story, and that is not an exaggeration whatsoever. This game is really long. I think I've passed it within 7 days, and that is a time spent of when I woke up around 10. I would start playing around 10:30. I wouldn't stop playing until like 12 o'clock at night. That is to tell you how long I played this game. It still took 6 days to complete it. But in any case, the story is just so great. It is vast in this really great open world, and I can't go too much in depth without spoiling the game for you. So we'll just leave it at that. A good crafting system, and I really enjoyed it. Some things where there are some things wrong with it, and I'll get to that in a moment once I get past all the pros. Deep role playing, and I loved all of it. They have great voice actors, and they play their characters very well. Not to mention, well, kind of like I just said, the great characters they have. There's just so many characters you meet along the way in your story, and they truly play their part very well. I mean, you couldn't have asked for such a better cast. And they had a great soundtrack. A lot of the sound in this game is very good. There's nothing really to hate about it. So that's the pros, and that's quite a lot. Well, so much. I don't want to. There would be a longer list, but I don't want to make this video too long. Alright, so let's get into some cons. This game does have some things wrong with it. For one, me and my friend both have noticed drop in frame rate. Now, this happens in very weird times throughout the game. It happens a lot more in cinematic scenes, which don't make sense to me. There is some stuttering. It happens sometimes in game. We found to be most of it happening during these cinematic scenes, which made quite not a lot of sense. And we both played on the PS4, so that might attribute to it. Maybe they did try to push this game a little bit more on the PS4. Another thing is there are a shitload of load screens. I mean, there's just load screens left and right. There's a load screen all over the place. I mean, it's just so many, and the reason why I put it on there is because it really took away from the experience. It took away from the immersion of the game, and that's what you want to be. You want to be immersed. You want to like get lost in the world, and sometimes that loading screen is just like, oh man, here comes another one. It's just a really bothersome, and there really shouldn't be that many. And this goes again with the drop in frame rate. Is graphically defective cinematic scenes, and there was a lot of problem with those scenes. Sometimes textures wouldn't load up right away. It would take about 5 seconds for them to load up, and sometimes it looked graphically down. I don't know what that problem was. However, there has been a patch to come out to fix some of the bugs and some of the graphical deficiencies of the game. However, even though after that patch did come out, I still noticed that there was still, quite a few stuttering, and some textures still wouldn't load up, at least when I started playing. And it was just a little bit, I don't know how to explain it. It just took away again from that immersion. It felt like either they didn't notice it during quality testing. I don't know what the problem was there. Let's move on. When I did first play the game, there was a little bit of a stiff combat. They did fix it a little bit with the patch. However, I wish there was a little bit more fluidity through the combat. And what I mean by that is that there aren't a lot of combos in this game. There's just square, 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 and then you can transition to a heavy attack, and square is your light attacks. But really, it's just most of the time you're just mashing square, and there's really not a lot of change between hitting square 3 times and then going into a heavy attack. I wish there was a little bit more combinations that you can throw into there. At the same time, I wish there was combinations that you can intertwine with the with your signs, because most of the time it's once you do your attack sequence and you have to wait a second and then you're able to do your sign. You're not able to hit your sign right away, which I thought was a little bit, you know, get a little bit more creative with that with the combat side of things, you know. But other than that, the combat was still pretty good. I just wish it was a little bit more better. And this is coming from somebody that the last game they played was Bloodborne, and they had a lot of fluidity in their combat system. And the last thing I want to talk about is and this is going back to the crafting system. There is no location for any of the crafting items that you would like to see, because most of the time you want to go out look for these items, but because there is no location for them, you pretty much either have to go running around the entire map hoping to find it, or look online and see if anybody else has found them and has given you an exact location. Or the third option, and it's pretty much the much more easier one, is just to find somebody that sells the items you need, and you pretty much spend your money that way. I just wish there was a little bit more location, give you a little bit more things to do. Even though there is already a lot of stuff to do in the game, I'd still rather go out and find my my items that I need to craft than buying them. Just seems a little bit more, I don't know, fun that way, to go out exploring. And that's pretty much all I have to say about the game, besides pros and cons. So it's time for our final verdict of this game, and we did come up with 2 verdicts. One is our unofficial verdict, because I don't believe in decimal points or any of that BS. So, unofficial, this game is a 9.4 on our unofficial scale. But in our real official scale, guys, this is a solid 9. It is probably one of the best games I've played in a long time. Definitely a Game of the Year winner right here. And if you thought you were second guessing about this game, please go out and buy it. Guaranteed you will get your money's worth, and by far it'll probably be one of the best games you've played as well in a long time. That is it, guys. I'm Toby here from Gamers Take, signing out. Hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you did, by all means hit that like button, you know, subscribe to the channel, and if you thought this video completely sucked, there's that dislike button for you to press somewhere down there. That is it, guys. See you in the next video. Peace.